Found another railway track, double railway track this time, which is quite cool. Again, I need to be careful in case a train comes flying around the corner. But I think I'm going to make a course, just like a beginner's course for videographers and photographers. It's going to be pretty basic, just about basically about lighting and just setups and super simple stuff that everybody can do. Just the kind of basics of lighting, and I'm kind of blanking right now on what else. And background, like, it's funny, I've been thinking a lot about this. So since I started photography, before that I always used to, and I think a lot of folk think like this, where I would always look at the foreground, whatever's in focus in front of your eyes, whatever's in the foreground always seems to be the most important, which is the case for a lot of time. But when I started learning photography and videography, you start seeing like the background is just as important. Like, what's in the background really matters, and it makes the foreground that bit more important, and it makes it stick out. So I want to delve into that in the course and really explain about it, and I'm going to break down a lot of my kind of shots and the stuff I've done. And the only reason I'm doing this is because folk keep asking me for advice and how I do stuff, how I set up shots, and just kind of the way I do stuff. And a lot of folk ask me like what courses I could recommend and kind of what videos they can watch. And I just don't have the time to go through everything that I learned and the videos I watched and give it to everybody. So I thought the best way would actually just be to make a course myself, make it super affordable, and then whoever asks me or wants that advice, then I can just send them. I can just send them my course to buy. And as I say, I'll keep it super cheap, super affordable, so that it's not, because it's mostly just going to be folk starting out or folk want to make wee videos. It's not going to be anything crazy, but there's certain techniques that you can use, especially with lighting, because all photographers and videographers know that lighting's the most important thing. Without it, or if it's bad lighting, like, it's hard to make shots like look good. So hence why here I've stood, I mean it's kind of cloudy, but I've stood in the only wee spot where the sun's coming through the trees and hitting me. So if the clouds move and the sun comes through, you'll see me kind of light up, and just discuss and talk about stuff like that and how important it is. And there's just a few wee techniques. If you know the things, then it's pretty easy to make every shot look good. Aye, and it's something that filmmakers, for beginners to all the way to like Hollywood filmmakers, still use the same techniques because it's what works. So aye, if you're interested in that, let me know. Obviously, if there's no much interest, then I might not do it, but I've already had quite a lot of interest of folk asking me how I do stuff, and I thought the best way is just to send them to my course. So yeah, I think that's the plan. Make a wee course, put it out there, and it gives folk a chance to see how I make shots and how I do setups. Obviously there's going to be, like, I want it to be cheap and affordable, but I also want the production to be super high. So I might need to borrow like a second camera to shoot like BTS stuff and show folk. I mean, I guess I could use my phone, but I really want the production to be quite high. So I think I'll either rent or borrow another camera and shoot a lot of BTS and how I set shots up. Even shots like these, my daily vlogs, how I set a lot of these up and how I come up with ideas for them and stuff. So yeah, if you're interested in that, then you can leave a comment or DM me or just let me know, and yeah, I'll try and make it. But this is another wee place just round the corner. This is why I love staying in the countryside in a wee village. There's so many cool places to explore and find, and yeah, and make shots. Like this wee bit alone, I just found the day, and I can already see there's about 5 different angles, 5 different shots that I can use here. For the bridge overhead, looking up, down the railway, like stuff like that. So yeah, I think I'll probably come back here and shoot a lot more. And it's quiet. I like places where there's not that many folk and it's pretty quiet, so yeah, I could add that into the course about finding places to film, and because I know a lot of folk, including myself, get anxiety filming in front of folk. Like I really struggle to have these kind of conversations and have these thoughts clearly when there's people around. I think my brain's too busy. So I like quiet places when there's nobody about. Obviously it would help getting away from that fear, so I'm going to need to face it at some point. But I just struggle to think clearly when there's folk around. Even my wife, even if she's sitting there, like I really struggle to just sit and have a free flowing conversation without feeling too distracted. So yeah, but I think I've got a day before a train comes again. But let me know what you think. Or if there's anything, you could actually let me know anything you want added in the course. I'm blanking on a lot of stuff now, but just there's going to be a lot of basics and a lot of stuff that I think beginners would really benefit from. And as I say, there's a million other courses out there. That you could do, so I'm not saying use mine. There's millions of other courses that I could. I mean, I can't even direct you to them because I've never done a course. So I don't actually know what courses are good and what are bad, or what are worth their money anyway. But there's definitely some trusted folk, and there's definitely a lot of courses out there that you could do. But I just thought if folk are asking me, then yeah, it might be time for me to make one. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you tomorrow.